It might make a lot of sense for you and for us to start using super juice in our slushies, and we'll talk about why you might want to do this, and I'll tell you why I don't normally use super juice in the cocktails that I make. But first, what is super juice? This has been one of the biggest trends over the last 4 years with seemingly countless videos on YouTube. Essentially, super juice is an acidified water with blended citrus peel and some citrus juice. The super juice is acid adjusted to match the acidity of the juice you're trying to recreate. In this case, today we're going to talk about making lime super juice. And the flavor it gets is mainly from the lime peel with a small amount of the lime juice. By making super juice from a few limes, you can easily get 5 to 10 times more juice than just juicing the limes on their own. And it's pretty economical. You just need a decent scale, some citric acid, and some malic acid, all which are pretty cheap. The process for this was created by bartender and bar owner Nickel Morris from the Expo Bar in Louisville, Kentucky. The fundamentals and the recipe for this were first shared in August 2020 during COVID, when Nickel Morris did a video with Portland Cocktail Week on YouTube. If you're a fan of super juice and want to know more about its inception, its origin, and the person who created this whole thing, go watch that video because it's kind of criminal that it has as few views as it does, because it's really that video that started everything. And there are other videos and a collection of videos across social media platforms that have tens of millions of views about this topic. So this channel is devoted to frozen and slushy cocktails, but on my other main YouTube channel, where I've shared over 200 videos on various cocktails, I don't think I've ever talked about super juice. I've never used it, and that's for sure, and that's for a good reason. Most of the recipes I make are based on historical recipes that call for lime juice, and even modern ones don't call for super juice, at least not usually. And when you taste them side by side, a super juice cocktail and lime juice, they're different. In a cocktail like a zombie with a dozen ingredients, are you going to notice it? Maybe, probably not. But in a simple daiquiri, it's unmistakable how different they can be. Lime super juice has an intensely lime flavor that's coming from the oil in the peels. In some instances, many people will actually prefer this intensity of lime flavor. It's brighter, it's more fragrant, and it has this intensity that is not always present in fresh lime juice. But that also means it steps on everything else. The more delicate and nuanced flavors that come from the rum in your daiquiri disappear, and the lime takes center stage. Now, this is just my opinion, and it's not a knock on super juice. I just think of them as being different ingredients. Super juice is one ingredient, lime juice is another. But when it comes to a cold slushie where flavors are diluted and dulled because it's so cold, we kind of want bold in all of our ingredients. So while super juice can help you save money and maximize your limes, the point here is to heighten that lime flavor to help it stand out in a slushie. It's also just a lot easier. So today we'll make some lime super juice. Kevin Kose at Cocktail Time with Kevin Kose has covered this process extensively and has some simple instructions on his website for math. And once you make this a couple times, you'll probably even have these numbers memorized. To make super juice, start by peeling some limes, and any amount here will do, but you will need a scale. Once you have your peels, you're going to multiply that weight by 0.66 to determine how much citric acid you need. Multiply by 0.33 to determine malic acid, and multiply by 16.66 for the water. I like to write those numbers down, including the original lime peel, so I don't lose anything. And if you're wondering, hey, why are these numbers so exact and specific? It's because if you use these numbers, it will match the acidity of lime juice, which is 4% citric acid and 2% malic acid. Now I'll add in my citric acid next, followed by my malic acid. Some instructions say for you to let the acid sit in the peels. I'll do that for a little while, but I don't really think that makes much of a deal in the extraction of oils. You can do this, but I'm putting it in a blender. It's going to be doing a lot of the extracting. Next, I'm going to juice all of those limes because we will be using this lime juice. Now I'll add the water to a blender, followed by the lime peels and the acids. I'll use the juice to rinse out the container I had all of the acid in to get it all out, and then I'll blend it. I'm gonna let it blend for a little while. I wanna get it really incorporated and really break down the lime peel. After it's blended, just put it through a mesh strainer. Last thing I'll do is I'll bottle it. And now you got yourself some super juice, some lime super juice. This should last you a while, at least several days to even up to several weeks. Now, I kind of already mentioned that it's not really about being more economical or ease, but it is more economical and it is easier, especially if you were making a full batch here, or you wanted a full batch plus more so you can make more throughout the day. You might be having to get a lot of limes and juicing a lot of limes to have fresh lime juice. So I still prefer fresh lime juice when I'm making historic cocktails, but if I was a bar today, I might think about building my whole bar program based on super juice and recalibrating cocktails based upon really the intensity of this lime juice, and messing around with maybe the proportion of lime peel to get something that closely matches lime a little better. But it's an interesting topic. It's been around now for, I think, exactly 4 years. Is the August 9th, I think, is when Nickel Morris shared this recipe. So all the credit to Nickel Morris. He's someone who was just sort of sitting there as this thing took off and generally gets no credit for it. It's usually just people on Instagram or TikTok talking about it. So if you want to know more about the original super juice, go watch that video. It's interesting to hear the reasoning behind why he did it. It wasn't just to make something cool and different. It had a lot to do with his bar and the program at his bar. So please go watch that video. So that's it for this one. Lime super juice that I'm going to be using now when I'm making cocktails in the Ninja Slushi Machine. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like below. Please subscribe to this channel. It's a new channel here. I just started it, so it would help if you subscribe. Otherwise, see you on the next one.